Today I'm going to show you how to add irrigation risers for your garden beds. So I have drip irrigation for both these garden beds here, but I don't like the way I plumbed it in. So here's my drip irrigation system. This is a dig irrigation tubing setup, and this supplies the water to the garden beds. So those lines are about 1/2 inch and they run around my house and over to this area. So I've teed off at the wall and I ran a line up to this point and teed off here to this point. So instead of coming off with the 1/4 inch drip irrigation line here, I'm going to run the 1/2 inch up, and that way I have more opportunity to supply more points of connection. So this is pretty much what I have, which I showed you outside. So here's the 1/2 inch line that's teed off at the line that goes around my house. From there I go to a 1/4 inch connection which goes up to my garden bed. And then this end is capped, which I'm not showing. The problem with this drip irrigation setup is that this 1/4 inch line is only going to carry so much. So if this line is going to feed 4 or 5 plants in my garden bed, it's only going to be able to flow so much water. I need to be able to deliver more water individually to each plant. This is my solution. So this 1/2 inch line is buried underground, which is existing. I'm going to continue this over and then make this 1/2 inch connection essentially go up, but I'm not going to use the flex tubing, I'm going to use a hard PVC tubing. And then this is going to go to a manifold. So the reason this is better is that at the garden bed I'm going to be able to deliver more water individually to each plant with this manifold. By using the PVC pipe here, this is more of a rigid connection and I don't have to worry about it flexing or breaking off or getting nicked by anything. So here are the individual components. So this is the 1/2 inch dig flex tubing that I have existing. I'll go next to this 1/2 inch compression fitting on this end to a female hose thread connection, to a 90 elbow here, which is a male hose thread to a female pipe thread. Then I'll connect to my standpipe, which is male pipe threads on both ends, and then finally connecting to the female pipe thread manifold. Just a reminder, use thread tape on your pipe thread connections. So the first thing I have to do is dig this 1/2 inch line up, which I know I've ran underground here along my garden bed. I also have a 1/4 inch connection here and one here. I'm going to plug that one and add my riser at this point. So here's my underground dig 1/2 inch flex line. Hopefully you can see, here's my end cap here, and then I've got my 1/4 inch line that comes off here. So I'm essentially get rid of this and add my 1/2 inch riser. Now I decided to run my riser on the outside of my garden bed for a couple reasons. One, I don't feel like digging out underneath this and then bringing it up here on the inside. That would probably be a little more aesthetically pleasing, but here on the outside it doesn't bother me. So the other reason I don't want to put it on the inside of the garden bed is that I don't want it in the way when I'm digging around my plants or just amending the soil. So you can see I can pretty much cut at that 1/4 inch line and make my connection. So I've tightened all my connections. Let's go ahead and fill this back in with dirt. So you can go ahead and add like a pipe clamp or a wall clamp here to secure this to the wood, and then that way you don't have to worry about it moving around. So this manifold has 6 points of connection, which is great because I can run lines to different parts of my bed so that I can water more or less on each side or per plant. Here is the final setup.